Hi, Ariana. How's it
Hi,
going?
pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good,
Happy
good.
summer.
So, what were you most surprised about this season? This season was insane.
It's insane, right? Yeah, it's insane on so many levels. I was surprised by, I mean, look, everything happening to everybody. I think John uh, Griffin and Jeff Pinkner, you know, they just set these milestones throughout the season that like they floored me every single time. Like, you've been there, you've seen it. And even like, we're coming up on the finale here, which I'm assuming you've seen.
Yes, yes.
There's some pretty big things that are happening in that episode that again I wouldn't have seen coming. But I would say for Victor's story arc, I couldn't have been. I was so blessed with a beautiful story this season. This that started this relationship with Tabitha and ended up with this reveal of his sister, and it was really beautiful.
Yes. Did learning more about Victor's backstory help
Mm.
you with your performance?
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because so many, and I'm happy to do this. So many of it, because I like to detail everything so much. I mean, so much of it's in season one, where I started with this little seed of Victor's being left alone there when he was a boy. I mean, that's pretty much all I had to work with, at the beginning, and that he survived all these years on his own. Yeah, it's starting to fill out, but it also you can understand it too because you've been there since the beginning. That like Victor's memories are to him are also too like he's trying to piece things together. So the fragmented sort of story of Victor helps me in the sense that that's how it's coming to him too.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying that ride, that way.
Do you think Victor wants to go to the quote unquote real world? Because to him, this is
Yeah,
the real world.
yeah, that's the thing. I think he, as he says to Tabitha, and I think it's episode 8 where she's trying to convince him to help her, and he says, I don't think there is a way out, and this is his home. So I don't think, in terms of the way I approach it and Victor's thinking is he's not thinking about that on the other side or anything like that. I think he's lost too much, I think, at this point and sort of adapted in a way where, had things worked and must have worked in a certain way, you know, uh, for him. The great challenge that he has this season, of course, now though, is that now he's making connections, and I think his need for love and all this thing, it's kind of driving him in a newer direction that's very scary. But I think he's realizing his greater purpose.
Yeah, I felt like when he gave Tabitha his lunchbox with snacks in it, that was like semi way to say goodbye, but also to say thank you and I love you. I feel like gifts have been a bit of his love language. Like when he
Yeah,
was he gave him the coat. That's
yeah,
kind of how he kind of communicates like his love and understanding of people is giving.
totally, totally. I think you should play Victor next season.
Please, I would love it.
Well,
Oh,
let's hope. We get it. Season 3.
yes. Do you think Tabitha is going to try to find her way back? Because she wakes up in this hospital, and I feel like it being called St. Anthony is a huge clue. I don't know what it means, but they keep saying it.
Yeah, right.
Do you think she will try to get back to the town?
Ooh. Well, yeah, I know that it's interesting, right? Like, I watched it with my wife and we were talking about it. And and then there was this whole thing about like, well, is that even real? I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of it. I'm not sure. Does she have my lunchbox? I don't know. Like, we don't know any of these things. So I definitely think she's going to try. If this was happening, I think. I mean, I'm assuming she's going to want to get back to her family. You know.
Yeah. You and Scott, what do you think Victor would like most about the real world? Because Victor can't think about it, but you, as Scott, you know Victor. What would you think he would actually like?
I mean, I really haven't given it that much thought. I wonder. You know, I suppose if there was somebody, say it was Eloise or something like that, that was on the other side. I think it's all about his family. I think it's all about these things, these truths, this pain that he's just struggled and buried and harbored for so long that's really that's the stuff that he's dealing with right now. So, you know, uh, uh, Yeah, I don't know. He's such an interesting character, isn't it? You know, in the beginning, I thought he was this guy that was like a cryptologist or something. Like he was drawing all these things and he's measuring trees. I thought he was going to be like this Da Vinci kind of character. And really, at the end of the day, I was like standing around with David Alpay, Jade, you know, one day, and we're like, no, it's just a guy who wants his peaches.
Yes, yes. He would just be excited for unlimited peaches and probably eat peach pie.
Yeah,
I think he would like the internet for a second, but then it'd be like, okay, this is too much. And
this is too much. And I think that's a great point, right? All of this is too much. The further we go in, the more happens. We've seen it. We've been seeing it all along. And I think, you know, Victor seems to me like he's just somebody who kind of goes from point to point, from moment to moment, without a lot of premeditation, other than giving Ethan his jacket. That seemed very like, you know, I'm going to go do this thing for my friend.
Even though it was still, the funniest line to me this season was that he was like, oh, it's such a great gift. The orange, terrible gift, the marker doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah, that's how he would color peaches. Obviously, you needed to get that together.
But didn't you see? That was just the way he was telling Ethan that he loved him and we didn't want him to leave.
Yes, yes.
It's an awkward way of doing it, but.
Yes, very Victor. I feel like even if he was in the real world, he would probably do a lot of the same things. He would still color. It would be a lot of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was awesome to talk to you again.
Yeah, it was great seeing you.
Yes, I will talk to you soon and see you online. And thank you so much. And congrats on this season. I'm looking forward to season 3. Fingers crossed.
Man, thanks for the support. Thanks for everything you've been doing. It's been great.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Interviews are great.
So much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great summer.